everybody! Today I've been having some fun making these silver patterned fish. They're inspired by a modern artist called Clare Young. You could check out her Instagram page with an adult where you can see some more examples of her work. She makes these out of tin, which is a kind of metal. It's got very sharp edges, but I've been having a go at making a version that is safe for you to make at home. So let's talk about the materials that you'll need. So here I have some tin foil, just basic shop bought tin foil. I've actually got the strong kind, which I think is going to be less likely to rip, but any kind would work. I've got a scrap piece of paper, I'll tell you why in a second. A tissue. I've torn off a piece of tin foil, and I also have here a lolly stick, so from one of my lollies, and a pencil, and I've actually blunted the end. So one of the first things that you're going to need to do is, using a scrap piece of paper, just make sure that your pencil is quite blunt. We don't want any sharp edges, because any sharp edges mean that you're likely to rip through the foil, and that's something that we don't want to do. So just spend some time making sure that our pencil is quite blunt. Okay, that should do it. The next thing that we need to do is to make our foil nice and flat. We don't want any crinkles or crumples in it, so I'm just going to gently iron those out. Okay, that looks fairly flat. I'm going to use the tissue to put on my table underneath my foil. Now, it doesn't matter whether you work on the really shiny side or the other side that is more of a matte finish. It doesn't matter which side you use. One thing that you might notice, see whether I can get that under the camera there, this is the shiny side here, and this is the matte side. Now for this fish I was working on the shiny side, which meant that on the back you can feel the indentations of my pencil. So where I've pressed the pencil into the fish, I've actually got raised lines on one side. So it's up to you which side you want to use. So I'm going to place my tin foil over the top of the tissue, and then thinking about a piece of paper for the next stage of this project, which will be in the next video. You want to make your fish so that they're going to fit on your paper. So you don't want to make a really big fish that's going to be bigger than that paper. So just spend some time thinking about the size of the fish that you're going to make. So I'm just going to draw out the outline here, being really careful not to press too hard. So I'm going to have quite a chunky fish, I think, with a big floaty tail perhaps this time. Hold it steady. There we go. Going to give him some lips at the front here, and an eye, nice big eye. There we go. And now next I'm going to draw in the patterns. See if you can see that. See if I can zoom in a little bit more. Let's just see if we can get that centered so that you can see a little bit easier what I'm doing. Just make sure that my pencil is nice and blunt again. Okay, so now I'm going to spend some time with the patterns. doesn't matter what patterns you can do. So here I'm going to do some lines. I'm going to have a series of circles, I think. Do some dots inside those circles. And then maybe I'll do some triangles. Fit that last one on there and do some small triangles inside. And then I think we'll have some stripes here going down towards the tail, and inside each of those stripes I'll do some patterns. So I might do a swirly, wiggly, wavy line here inside this stripe. What other patterns can you think of? What should I do next, do you think?